Oh, it looks like he's holding the mic. That's great. I wrote down all the ideas of what I'm supposed to do now in streaming, but I didn't commit them to memory. Well, I suppose I wrote them down. It's just as good. Monitor audio, check. Start with... yeah. Pomodoro. Oh yeah, Pomodoro. That's helpful. Wait, 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 wait. Doom, doo, doo. Doom, doo, doo, doo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. You're not Pomodoro. Try as you might. Wait, did I already have it open? Nope. Start. Cool. So we'll recap what we did last stream. Actually, I don't have to. Jerem already did for us. So I can go listen to Jerem. And then I'll fill in the blanks because I've done some stuff off stream. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. So the video is he dances, it rots. Is a laughy fella. Oh yeah, we were doing that. I was trying to figure out that. I did figure that out. It's envelopes were how I solved that. Automatic weights weren't working, but envelopes did. Which is cool. Because even though it's ugly, it doesn't matter. Like, ugly is good. Oh, yeah. So we set up the... Okay, I remember everything now. Let's have a closer look. Here. I set up everything along the rule of thirds grid. Off stream, I brought in Covino's face. I also animated it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did the rotten fruit. So that falls now. On the last stream we made it so he can move. Not Govino, Golly. We locked his movement. I've been trying to shoot out more scripts and trying to figure out how to, off stream, I've been trying to figure out how to set off a set of scripts all at once. So like you collect the rotten fruit, right? And then we want multiple things to happen. We want the fruit to expand and shrink and delete, and we want the camera to shake, and we want all sorts of fun stuff to happen. That's a bit more complicated than like just a trigger on death or trigger on start, because it's sending codes out to multiple stuff at once. So that's what we're gonna try and get back to during this focus session. He is shaking it. He's having a good time. Oh, I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying fucking. What's it called? That goalie was shaking, but you were talking to Shaky himself. Dragon's Ogba. That's a good name. That's a good game. I do like tossing people through windows. So, I was... VX Trigger Relay. Yeah, we're not using that one anymore. Was that attached to you? Nope, good. So we need to make a new script. Captain Blood. What is Captain Blood? That sounds like a Duma game. I want to call this VFX Trig. Now this will be the most complicated script I try to generate, so it might not work at all. I might need to do it in pieces instead. This all looks correct. Okay. Hopefully that works. So we want a new empty, and then we'll check out what Shaky has for us. Bring that over here. I don't need to do that off screen. It will be called VFX Trig, not to be confused with VFX Trig. Needs to what? Derive from mono behavior. Did I not save it? I did. Okay. Brain. Hey, Tran. Yeah, hope your hat that got misdelivered by email service shows up eventually. Will they, at worst case scenario, like, is it insured? What a good emote. Whoever put that emote in is really cool. That was a demo. Oh, look at these fellas. Couple of belly boys. What was this? The script needs to derive from mono behavior. Let's check that in there. Lost since 2003. This one? The art style does look like a weird combination, like kind of mobile, but not. I could definitely believe this is 2003 just from the lack of vertices. Ah. See, I like watching hack and slashes and listening to other people play them, but holy moly, I cannot play them. Something about it, man. But I've listened to many other people, like, play Batman, all that. How'd you go, GPT? Tag A, tag B, okay, cool. So this is working like I told it to. Mosquito season there too, huh? That's something I'm glad about being in the northern hemisphere, is that it's not always mosquito season. It's not a great thing about Australia, is the volume of bugs. Me too. Like, really mad. Especially when there's one, and you're trying to get to sleep, and it's quiet. That's the worst. It is a mono behavior. Okay, so tag B needs to be... I'm gonna call tag B Goalie. And then we're gonna change Goalie's tag to Goalie. And chuck another one in there, call it, yuck. Script types names to trigger. Okay, this is almost perfect. So I need it to... It's checking for the collision between yuck and Goalie, which is great. But now we need it to not only have a selection of the script that I want, but then the object that it's gonna be bound to. Okay. So we need the script. Wait, what did it say here? Add the full name types of the scripts to make sure the VS is attached to tag A objects. Nah. Nope, we're not gonna do it like that. We can make it better. We need the scripts. No, we need VFX trig to not only let us select scripts on collision enter, but for us to be able to add those scripts to objects existing in the scene. Yeah, we'll do that for now, and then we'll make it slightly more complicated because we want to also make it so that it's relative to which objects were collided. So it reckons I can do exactly what I said. Script name, firebursts, objects with those tags of colliders, rigid bodies, fireburst scripts. If the script isn't on the object already, it'll be added. Okay, good. It sounds correct. Script type names to add and trigger. No, that's not gonna work. VFX trig will need to, what's this called? Property path? No. What's this? Element sets. The first selects the scripts. The second selects the objects the scripts will be attached to. Yeah. I did take off the music requests redeem for the weekend. But I don't know. Maybe I will put it on anyway. Oh, thank you. I actually, I selected this stuff because I know that a lot of the math I'll be doing, like, it can put me in a dark mood, but this music can, like, counter it really well. If you can't tell. The viewers are just like, wait, what? This music? VFX targets. Yes! Yeah. That's exactly what we need. Okay. Cool. So, let's try. How does this work? 3 seconds. I wanna edit of this song where it just constantly goes up key. I suppose it's supposed to do that because it's a racing song. You wouldn't think of it as a racing song. Yeah, that's very, like, anxiety driving, isn't it? Oh my god. You know what's even worse? If I just do this. And then it comes back. And then I do this. And it comes back. Don't ever have a hernia, sir. Okay. I'll do my best. How do I get a hernia? How do I get one?
You have to get up.
Sorry?
You have to get up first.
Have to get up to get a hernia?
It's when you force too much.
And you shit?
No. Well, I don't know. Like when you lift stuff, or it's when a little piece of your intestine pops out of your abdominal wall.
Yuck.
So it's like if you force too much, it can happen.
Yuck.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Well, it hurts a lot.
I thought you had 7. Oh, you had 4 surgeries, right? Far out. VFX trig. So we need a easy to tell slide up fast. We can put slide up fast on. Is it that? Oh, I have to write it. Slide up fast there, and then we can put you there. So now, just as a test, when Goalie touches I'm calling them yucks, he should slide up fast, up into the sky. If this doesn't work, then it's probably, Oh! He moved up! He moved up! It worked! It worked? Okay. Okay, good. I just realized that only works with the default setting, but that makes sense as well. So just to triple check, if I go to Samba Dancing, yep, slide up fast. Perfect. Duration 0.3, distance 10, cool. You did show me the photo of the last surgery. Okay, cool. So now we have this awesome fucking script. Awesome. I get to choose what happens to what and when, based on collision. So, what did I actually want to happen? I wanted stuff to... target objects, Samba Dancing. Can we... Okay, one last change to the script is we want it to be able to reference. Is there any way to have it also be able to reference the tag a object that collided as a candidate for having a script applied, no, added to it. If so, that would be great. Yes. Yes, says the bot. Very good. This is scary because it's getting a little bit complicated, which robots do not enjoy. They're like the samples. Human brains are better at holding context, technically. Depends. Actually, that's a good question. How does a memory token work for GPT versus, say, a conversational context or working memory for a human? Because I know they can hold like a bunch of memory to like thousands or whatever, but what does that mean? So to compare them, text prompt. A token is one prompt. Ah. A fixed number of tokens. 8,000. Seconds to minutes unless rehearsed. Last only within the current conversation. Only texts. Characters, words. Persistence. Can be moved into long-term memory, discarded unless explicitly stored as memory. Juggles multiple senses and ideas dynamically, linear text space constrained to the token limits. But what does that mean? I still don't understand. So, human working memory is short-term mental scratch pad. It's like a whiteboard, yeah. It's where you... It's like if I say 3 random objects to you, or ideas, you can sort of hold them there. But if I keep adding to it, eventually, like, you run out of space. That's working memory. This memory, the text prompt. But, okay. Where I fail to follow is... the limitation of prompts. Understand. I'm going to consider this part of the break. The short break, because we stopped working. Where I fail to follow is the limitation of the of a chat AI's ability to hold long prompts and make sense of the question. For instance, if a wiki page is pasted and followed by a question, a simple question, the question is often ignored. Oh, okay, so a prompt is a set of tokens. Okay. I thought one prompt was one token. I was like, what? How much text is equal to one token? And what is, for instance, your best token, your ideal amount tokens to hold the context of? Okay, so one word is one token. So if you got maximum token limits, but just because you can hold that much doesn't mean you do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, so that's a good way to put it. The AI can remember way more, but it doesn't do it as well as a human. Even though it can pull very specific information super well. It can hold heaps of information. It doesn't sort through context well, right? $10,000 tokens needs really careful prompting. Okay, so less than 2,000 words. It says it's okay with that. Interesting. I've got something in my clipboard and I don't know what it is. It's a script. Was it the latest version of this? This is a short break time. I shouldn't be working. Gonna save that. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Man, I'm so happy with, even if this is all I've got, that's fine. Oh yeah! It's a checkbox! So that's on top of this. Oh dude. That's awesome. Alright, so let's remove that with like, replace that with like auto destroy. I'm supposed to be taking a break. I'm gonna click that. So this should destroy both Goalie and... Actually, no. You know what? Let's make that none for the sake of the test, because we already know we can interact with Goalie. Let's do that. This should destroy the yucks that it touches after a certain amount of time. It is not destroying the yucks. Is that because there's too much delay? Yeah, I should have paused that. So bam, pause you, grab you. Do you have the script? You do. Okay. So you're just waiting to get destroyed, right? Yep. Okay. Perfect. I can't believe that works. That's awesome. That's fucking sick. Alright, actual break time. I'm gonna go pee. I have some water. All right. You know what? Let me clean up some of my mess real quick.
I'm almost done. What did you want to do yesterday? What did you say? Oh yeah, we have to look at and see where it's from.
It's better. Now we've got some thinking space. So let's recap. What did we do last session? We got the VFX trig script working really well too. Super happy about that. That's pretty much it. That was the last 30 minutes, wasn't it? It's nothing else, but that's all right. This session, what would be next? Okay, well, we want VFX to actually happen on the collision, so we want the rotten fruit to expand, shrink, delete. We want the camera to shake. Let's start there and see how far we get. Should happen relatively fast, but we'll see. So scripts that expands the transform and shrinks the transform smoothly. Smooth scale pulse, perfect. Smooth scale pulse. So rather than dragging this onto something, we need to go to the VFX trig. We put smooth scale pulse there. But we also want auto destroy on the same guy. So when we touch that, it should grow and shrink. Okay, I assume that's working, but it's like at a very small value or something. So let's jump back in here. Duration 1. Does it on start? That seems right. What do you look like when we put you on something? So if I grab, where are you? You are smooth scale pulse. Let's drag you onto there. 2, 2, 2, 1. Let's see how it looks on Gourley. So if I can see it happen on him, then I know what's up. I don't think it's working. Attach this, call the trigger. Oh, no. Trigger on start. No need to trigger through event. Whoa! Oh, okay, yeah, that did work. I didn't understand what was happening there for a second, but that does make... Oh, what the hell? It shrinks and then it gets bigger. We want the opposite of that. Wait. Once it's to expand first, and then shrink to 0. Double speed. All good?
Huh?
All good?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Starts immediately, expands the target side, target scale. Schwadati, zutututu. Copy. Bibadoop. Green Gardens is the name of this track. Yeah, Green Garden. I probably like this song too much not to have it on my normal playlist. Green Garden. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna be honest, I don't remember if I actually copied that script or not, so let's do that again. We did. It's all good. Let's try that. So he should expand and shrink. There he goes. Okay. So let's rip that off of him because we don't need him to do that anymore. But we do want to see it happen to the rotten fruit. They don't seem to expand anymore. I'm kind of happy with them not expanding, it's fine. Target scale 2, expand duration 1F. Whatever, I'm gonna make this 0.5 because it's too long. Not even sure if I did it. I'm not sure I like it anymore. I think I don't like this idea anymore. Wait. What can we do the effects wise to something we collected to make it feel better? Scale punch. That's what I tried. Did it actually have a lerp in it? I'm not sure if I saw the lerp. Can we just grab you? Wait, you? No. Is anything? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, nice and clean. Let's chuck it there. What was it called? Smooth scale penis. It's not smooth. It's not smooth at all. Alright. Let's give this another whack. So... this doesn't expand. It only shrinks. It's supposed to shrink after it has finished expanding. Also, it's not changing transform smoothly. It's doing it linearly. Yeah, linear. Complicated isn't always necessarily better, but in this scenario, I've got a good feeling about this. Let's try that. I think it's expanding. Alright, new idea. I want it to... how do I describe this? I want it to do a circle motion on the X and Y axes. Alright. New VFX script that additively moves the object it's connected to in a circle. Utilizing the X and Y axis. It's not that I don't like Spiral Mountain. It's that it's a lot, you know? Or that iteration, at least. Alright, how'd you go? It's a script that makes an object move in a circular motion on the X and Y axis additively without resetting its position. Great for floating or glowing VFX. Okay. Cool. I wonder if it understood what I meant. Because if someone told me that, I'd be like, wait, what are you saying? So this is called additive circle motion. Cool. Additive circle motion, bam bam. Compile the boy. Hopefully the default values are good enough. Well, I suppose we can keep putting it on Goalie to check.
When would you like to go, my lover bug? Huh?
If he's moving in a circle, I can't tell. Oh, I think he is. It's just really slow. Nah. That doesn't seem right. That's speed of 2. Let's try like 90. Radius 3. I'm gonna hands off. Unfortunately, he's got limits on his... So maybe this is not a good... Okay, so something is happening. Speed 90, radius 3. Let's remove you. Hop in here. Speed 45, radius 3. 3 seems too small. Maybe like 300. And then we'll go to the VFX trig. Add that in as a... Not auto destroy. You are... What are you? You're additive circular motion. You're doing it to the colliding tag. So now they should freak out when we touch them. Bang. They're not freaking out. Well... if we get rid of that. I think... Wallmaker, I think it's... dented. For sure. Wallmaker, I think the downward motion isn't allowing for the circular motion to work. This script does not seem to allow for the circular motion to be added. Because this one isn't additive, is it? It's like forcing it to do something. Oh yeah, that's like way different, isn't it? Okay. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. You know the secret already. I'm not sure this circular motion is working. What about instead of a circular motion, like a gentle shake? VFX for a gentle shake. Bum bum bum. Do, 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 do. And then, if this works, we'll make it so that it renders on top of everything else. That'll be good. Meow, meow. So I'm actually going to delete the circle motion. Wait, unless we weren't doing it. We were doing it. Yeah, okay, cool. So what's this script called? It's called Gentle Shake. Very good. Do do do. Like a Oh, really? You should tell the Red Goblin that. Do do do. Shake duration. Nope, we want the shake duration to be 3. Let's make that like 50 strength. I don't know. 10. So we'll have it extreme at first and then we'll pull it back. So let's go here, change you to gentle shake, save, test, and while you're testing we come back here and we say script that forces object to be rendered on top. Typically use a custom shader with a high render queue. I wonder if you get a notification for that. He wouldn't, right? Yeah, neocortex is like a spirit animal. Require component type of renderer. If you're using shaders to write the depth buffer, you want a custom shader that disables depth writing. To force a game object to render on top of everything else in Unity, you typically use a custom shader with a high render queue and assign a special material. It's a simple script-based approach that modifies the object's render material to render on top. Cool. 3000 is above transparent. Hello. Twitch. Legs. It just wakes up to the Twitch notification. That would be cool if that does work at any extent. I know there's a goalie who, if you were to tag goalie, I shouldn't say this because now you're gonna fucking do it, aren't you? If you were to tag goalie, he does get a notification, but I think it's because he wrote a bot. I think. I think he does it for other people too. So he knows if other people were mentioned. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I could be full of shit. This scares me because it keeps shitting out materials. Does this constantly shit out new materials? And if so, is that okay? Creates a new material instance every time start runs. If you have many objects with a script or you reload the scene multiple times, it will generate a new material instance per object. Usually yes, if done sparingly. Will modify material properties without affecting shared materials. It's the safest way. Potential issues, memory. Each new material instance consumes some memory. If you have hundreds or thousands... Oh, okay, cool. That's all I need to know. Because, like, you won't get to 100. So, copy, force render on top. I did my best to, like, hold what you said in my head while I remembered this phrase, force render on top. I did a really bad job of that. Force render on top. I shouldn't be doing this while that's in play mode. See, the thing is, he did see your message. Whether or not he responds, he will eventually see it, I think. I think. Cool, let's save view. Materials should be cache or baked, probably, they say. Yeah, if, as it said, if I was doing like 100 objects, then I would just create another material, but because I'm not gonna do that, because I'm only gonna have tens of the object, I'm not gonna fucking muller with it. Oh yeah, it's Griffinish. Griffish. Gentle shake, auto destroy, smooth scale, pulse, and... Oh, no. Force render. Let's not here spell render. On top. Let's see if that works. It's also short break time. No, they're popping out of existence. I suppose the new material doesn't have the it doesn't have the right texture. It's just going to be a new random material, so it's going to be transparent. Which means I should have just made a new material from the start. Scripts. So instead of a yuck fruit, can I... Can I tell this to render on top of everything else? Rendering pass, okay. Let's get that route. How do we get a material to render on top of others? HDRP. Render queue. You do this in the HDRP shader graph. Quick manual approach with a custom HDRP shader. Nah, probably not. It's too unprofessional. Flex, you asked a question and I rudely didn't answer. There's a jam called the Jiggle Jam. So I spent like 3 days trying to see if I could do jiggle bones, and eventually I could. It was like really fucking simple. So now we're jiggling. This is going to be textured to be Ghoulie. That's textured to be Covino. I'm not sure if you know those guys. The idea is... Actually, I'll expand it for you. So... he spits up... Because the theme is something's a bit off. He spits rotten fruit. And you jiggle around and you I suppose you're composting the rotten fruit. I'll if I get time, I'll time it to like some music or whatever. Yeah, it'll be better once there's more, but it's not bad at the moment, that's for sure. I got spurred bingo bango bongo as I smell a juicy little bum. And I say, hey, where is that little bum hole? Apply it to my nose, please. I wish to sniff that bum hole. Give me that bum hole. Ho, 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 ho. Did we actually make a new material? We didn't. So this will be... Maybe we should be spawning in UI instead, because that would be on top. Or... I could have another camera. Jiggle jangle, exactly. Now you're thinking with jiggles. Let's keep going this route, I suppose. So we'll duplicate you. You can. I haven't actually done AI music. Not like once or twice. You need to talk to Deco about that. He knows more about that. Yuck fruit on top. Yuck fruit on top. How are we gonna make you on top? So I need to create. Is it under rendering? It's something shader graph. Shader graph, HDRP, here we go. Lit. Yes. Dum 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 dum. Multiple cameras on HDRP is totally broken and pain in the ass. Last time you tried, wouldn't recommend. Really? That's my normal route of doing it. I would be way more comfortable doing it. I'm actually doing the shader graph way because I'm less comfortable doing it. Like, if I were to talk through it, it would be, I'd literally just duplicate the main camera. I'd always have the duplicate render on top. The on-top camera wouldn't be rendering any objects except for a certain layer that nothing is actually bound to until these objects are forced via their script to be bound to that layer. Yeah, I've already solved it. That would be simpler than what I'm about to do, which is going to stuff that I don't know. We'll give it a go. Alright. See, I'm already lost. Image. Nope. Maybe I can drag that in there? Yep. With the alpha for no good reason. Are you showing up? No, you're not. Cool. Very cool. Why not? See, I'm already confused. You put the texture into put the diffuse into the diffuse. And it's like, nah, there's no diffuse. What are you talking about? Zero diffuse. Bro. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, now it's working. Sure. So we can change you. This is the on top one. Oh, we can't change you apparently. Can I create a material out of this? Rendering material. Cool, and then we just go. We'll call this on top yuck. Opaque surface type. Now this one should be showing that, right? Because that's already, this is like the force texture for this shader. Am I crazy? On top yuck. Mold fruit. Maybe I gotta save it? Oh, yeah, you gotta save it. Okay. Cool. Okay, now check Discord, you're welcome. You know what? Why not? Oh! That's why not. The Windows key is not working. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you. Where was I? Wallmaker. You gotta hold my memory for me if you're gonna do that. Okay, so I've got the shader graph open. Let's talk back to... That's right, let's talk back. Shader graph way. Open your material in the shader graph and then set surface type to opaque or transparent. Transparent might be better for overlays. Render queue to overlay 4000. Okay, so how do we do render queue? Render. Nope. Queue. Nope. Where do we set render queue in graph? Dim dum do do do. Dum dum do dee da do do. That's alright. That's why I do it. So that you will be entranced. Dum do. So there's a gear icon. Graph inspector. What the fuck? So I need to go into the graph editor to get out of the graph editor. Awesome. What do you mean gear? Where's this gear? Show me again. Graph inspector. Surface options, material options. Just below, there's a field called render queue. What are you talking about? Rendering pass. Nah, bruh. Maybe it means in here. Render queue. Yeah, can we change that? Shader editor. That's the line of code that we need to change, but how do we change it? Material lip. Surface. Standard rendering pass. Surface type. Dang it, it's so close. I can see it. I can see the value. Alright, let's Google it. Set render queue shader graph HDRP. Tag section in the generated shader code. Open the shader graph in the Unity editor. View generated shader. Okay. So you reckon if I click that... Oh, okay. Okay. So I'll just go... Render... Oh, well, maybe not. Whoops. What the fuck did I just do? Go to queue. What? 225? Tags. We're under the tags. This is where it told us to go. Doom, doo, doo, doo. Change this to another render queue like transparent plus 2000 and place it after transparent objects. So you're saying, oh, queue geometry plus 225 is now transparent plus 2000. Save. Dom dom. Close you. Come back here, see if that compiled. I have no idea. I think... How would I test this? I could probably chuck the texture on Covino. Shader, rather. Can we check it real quick? That doesn't look right. It still says 2000. Regenerate. It broke! Wait, so I can't manually do it here? This is where I'm supposed to edit that. But it won't let me. Material type standard. Why does it look like that now? What? Excuse me? Let's try that again. Let's go back to the generated shader. Yeah. Grab you. Bang. Save. I might even, you know what? Let's close this. Reopen it. That might be the way. We'll change this back to something more boppy. Cool. So what do you think your render queue is? Okay, so you still think it's 2225? Let's grab this look to GPT. If I open the generated shader and try to manually change the render queue, it does not save, even though I save it. That's expected behavior. Unity regenerates the shader code from the shader graph every time it recompiles. So manual changes to the generator. Okay. So don't edit it directly at all. Just don't do that. Scroll to advanced options or render queue override. In the material. Advanced options. Render queue override. These things don't exist. Advanced options. Rendering pass. I might have to do the multiple camera thing, which is fine. I cannot blame myself for trying to learn something, that's for sure. And there's no node for this. Custom render texture. Channel. No, I don't think so. Graph settings, node settings. No. I can't. Yeah, that doesn't work there. Exposed properties. Is that something I can do? Can I expose properties? Compile and show code. Pre-process. That right there is the value. Keywords, properties. Not allowed to touch it though. On pre-process asset. Open shader editor. That's this. View generated shader is the thing that we're not allowed to do. Is there not? Can we put like custom code in there? Yeah, if it doesn't have the setting, you can create a custom function node. Small snippet. That's more advanced. Let's go this way. Shader graph doesn't expose render queue setting. So you're saying do a custom function. Very cool. Sauce. So this is where we'll stick our code. Here we go. This is the shit right here. So copy. What are you called? Force render on top. Have we already got that? Yeah. Paste it over here. It's gonna recompile and then break something else, but that's alright. So come back here, delete you, we don't need you anymore. Save. Close. But we will need a new script It swaps the material. Now your custom function is force render on top. No, I'm not allowed to. Select shader include. I can't drag it in there. I'm centimeters away from just doing the camera function. I don't see this being useful anymore. I'm not sure that I'm learning anymore. If you really want to enforce a via script, attach this to your object. This won't create new materials unless your shader is using a shared material, which case Unity duplicates it automatically. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Attach this to your object. Okay. Interesting. That's going to happen on start, though. So it's going to happen onto all the materials, unless it sequentially goes through these, in which case I just need to make sure it's after the material swap. So, force render on top. And then this one will be the swap material to whatever other material. Script that swaps this objects material to another one. I can't assign it in the inspector. Can I grab... Do I need to grab the directory of this or just the name? On top yuck.mat. Name of the material we want to swap to is called on top yuck.mat. Resources load, so you don't have to manually. Just make sure the material is in the resources folder. Okay, so the .mat is in. Chuck you in. Resources. Bam. Cool. Then we grab you. Update. You. No, we need to make the script. So your material swapper. Material. Whoops. Material swapper. Cool. Yeah, that looks right to me. So as long as that happens first, I assume it won't break the material of the other dudes. Material swapper. Let's try that. And then take a breather. So they're behind right now, good. Ah, I forgot that they're disappearing. We need to... What's doing that? This one? I'm just gonna say only material swapper and see what happens. Is that working? So where are you? So for instance, this one here should be... Yep, yuck fruit variant, very good. And then like you should be on top yuck. Okay, so that is working. It's swapping the material correctly. Good. This one is working. I think force render on top was breaking it. But this is good. This is progress. Yeah, that one's breaking it. Okay. This is making objects seem to disappear completely. Try changing the shaded to transparent. Huh. Okay. Then force the queue. Oh, well, we can do that right here. Bang. Transparent. No. Not quite. They'd still exist, right? Yep. Yep, they're right there. They're just invisible. Show me why. Why are you invisible? Or show me the material. No, the material's still visible. That's funky. Sorting priority. Huh. Interesting. Says the sort priority. HDRP uses this value to calculate the sorting order of all transparent meshes on the screen. But it's still like if it's behind a opaque thing, it gets covered, right? Maybe. Let's go to VFX trick. Turn you off. Because if we can avoid this script, that's the one that's breaking everything. So that would still be changing all those materials, but it's not sorting them on top of the opaque dude. Okay, so we've been doing this one thing for 2 focus sessions. Not necessarily, we've done several things. We've done the smooth scale pulse, which isn't perfect, but it's on its way. Did the auto destroy, which does work. The gentle shake, which I have no idea if it works. The material swapper, which does work. And the force render on top, which does not work. So no, that is a fair amount of work, but I can swap gears and just do the camera trick instead, which I should really do. Though to be fair, I don't know if it would work in the web build. I've never tried the web build with multiple cameras before. The HDRP, I don't think you're supposed to use that in web builds anyway. This wanted me to save the fact that I put custom function there, but didn't fill it out. That makes sense. Transparent, ignore raycast, water, UI. What if? Nah. Wait a second. What if we just made a script that put it on the UI layer? Oh, really? That just works? Make sure your camera's culling mask includes the UI layer. If you're using a world camera, also confirm your event system canvas setup doesn't interfere. Yep. Okay. So force onto UI layer. Let's try that. See if this works. Then I've learned a even better solution than the shader graph or the camera trick. What am I doing? I'm making a script. You bing bang. What are you called? Force onto UI layer. Let's try that one. So instead of force render on top, we do force onto UI layer. Tick you, bring everything back. Why not? Oh, they're shaking now. I don't think they were shaken before. Are they actually going to the UI layer? Where are you? You are! You're on the UI layer. What? It did go to the right layer. So the code works. But it's not being rendered on top of it? Or is it actually being rendered on top of him and I'm just not paying enough attention? No, I don't think it is being rendered on top. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world though. Now that the shake's working, it's kind of cool. But why aren't you... Where's your like load order of shit? Output, environment, rendering. You'd have a culling mask. Exposure target. Yeah, you know what? Camera trick, I think. Just one last check. Make sure your camera's culling mask includes the UI layer if you're using a world camera. Okay, so culling mask, everything. Yep, it's got the UI. Confirm your event system canvas doesn't interfere. You have an actual UI elements there, yep. You can also parent the object to a world space canvas, which renders above most things naturally. Oh, really? Really? Be mindful, moving things to the UI layer can affect how they're raycast or interacted with, especially if you're using the event system. Yeah, you shouldn't use this for every always on top case, like for particles. Yeah, because it'll mess with what's it called? It'll like overlay on top of button clicks. You won't be able to click on things. It's perfect for one-offs like indicators. Oh, no. I see why I wouldn't do this. Parent the object to world space canvas. I think I might move on. I might leave it. The shaking is good enough. I will go to the gentle shake and make it less gentle though. I mean, sorry, more gentle. Make it like duration of 1.8, strength of 7. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll do a gentle shake on the camera as well. But like, actually gentle. So gentle shake 1, 1, shake strength of 1, shake speed of, oh no, 15. So then we go bing, bang, bong. You're gonna be gentle shake 1. Don't do it to the colliding tag objects. So now when we grab it, yeah, it shakes the camera too. I only did it once. Huh. Okay, we need this one to remove itself from the object once it's done. I need this component to remove itself from the object once it has finished. This won't work for every use case though. Remove this component after shaking. Oh, simple. Alright, now the camera should shake every time. I think I need that duration to be shorter. Let's try that. Why is it happening more than once? It's because it's shaking. I can fix that by changing the tag on the doobie. Yeah, let's do that. A script that changes the tag of the objects to untagged. Untag self, very good, bang. Untag self. Check it in VFX trig. Can I change the order of these? Yes, okay, cool. So just put in here, be like untag self. That's not for the main camera. It is for the offender. Bang. Try that. There we go. Cool. Honestly, I don't even need to time that with music. Alright, good. Okay, so now we've got the controls, good feeling VFX. There's a fade in, I think should still work. If we go back to the canvas, re-enable you. I don't want to put in the music yet, but it would make sense to. What else is in the design though? I suppose I could texture Goalie now. Starting to come together. So the fruit is done. The face is done. Is the face done? In the distance spits the fruit. What is the beats per minute of the song I made? It's 100? So I have to fuck around with like the number 60, right? Hello?
Do you want to come to the store?
Sure.
Okay.
What's his face? Why are you making a face? I thought it was to do with me. I thought I did something wrong.
Oh.
Protagonist thought he did something wrong.
You're just as important as everybody else.
Yeah.
Alright. How long are we going to be?
I don't know. I'm waiting for Patrick and he's taking forever.
Do I put it on break or do I just stop it from now?
Are you coming to the store? Didn't Matthew ask you if you were coming to the store and you said yes? Yeah. Well, get the fuck out of bed. What?
Should I stop the stream or should I put it on break?
Whatever you would rather do.
Well, I just don't know how long we're gonna be.
Not crazy long.
Not crazy long. I suppose I can just stop it and start it again. I'm gonna do that. Conrad, yes, we are jiggling. I'll show you a little bit of jiggle, and then I'll tease the next stream that
Right now.
may happen very well today. This is actually Goalie and Covino's in the background there. He's spitting up some moldy fruit because something's a little bit off. On the next stream we will do. What do we want to do? Maybe a progress bar. Probably textures for Goalie. Maybe some cheer SFX. Maybe some singing. I think singing is on the table. Yes. I should write this down. This is good. Singing. Goalie textures. I want to do a compost bin because I want to hang 2 disco balls off of it to look like testicles, but to also remain PG-13. So was it compost bin with? But we're gonna go to the shops now. So disco balls. What else? Maybe the progress bar. Progress bar isn't super important. Oh, that's right. I was figuring out the figure out 100 BPM to second beat thing. It's a simple formula, I'm sure, but We'll get the bot to help. But yeah, we'll stop the stream for now. We'll probably start again later today. Bye.